Cardinals franchise history, only Larry Fitzgerald has more all-purpose yards.
He did it all, man.
And hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of the Stump Talk podcast, Running Back University. Listen, this is all about Coach Stump helping us Browns fans keep our minds right. Okay, so we are produced by Russ Johnson and Roll Goldstein. Listen, do we have any special announcements for the people other than thanking the T County Browns backers for their support of our program?
Tom Cudney is coming on November the 9th to the Shenanigans. Tom Cudney is a former defensive back for the Cleveland Browns. I want to say hello to Rich and Jason, the president and vice president of the Browns backers. Shenanigans has been going really well. Stump actually answered a FaceTime call while we were there this past weekend. I had to keep proving that I actually do know him, so that was
Very good, very good. Yeah, it's nice to know Coach Stump. And speaking of shenanigans, gentlemen, hey, let's get right into it. The Browns visited the New Orleans Patriots on Sunday, and the game ended with another loss, 13-32. There's a lot of interesting things going on even before the game. Coach, I would like you to please provide some context. Was it my imagination, or was Shador Sanders a late scratch for that game?
Well, I don't know when they knew he wasn't going to play, but he had some type of issue, so they scratched him from the game. I'm sure they probably waited until Sunday to see if he could go, and I guess normally they go out, they work a guy out to determine what he can do, and I guess he didn't pass the test.
Thank you, Coach. You know, we're all scratching our heads up here. So yeah, let's go right into some stats here. Dylan Gabriel was 21 of 35 for 156 yards. He had two TDs and two picks. Quinshon Judkins, 9 for 19. I think I have this here. He didn't really do very well, and he exited the game with an injury. Um, Coach, I want to stay for a moment with Q, as we're starting to call him up here. Last week, I remember asking you this question. He has a very physical style of running, yet he doesn't seem to be able to consistently break through that first level. My question that I recall was, how much can his body take? So, are we saying potentially I guess, cause and effect of that style of running that took him out of the game on Sunday?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's that particular style of running. It could just simply be that hit, that he sustained. He hasn't played that much right now in this part of the season, where he should be, physically not ready to go. But it only takes one leg in the right spot to sideline you for a period of time.
Yeah, thank you for that because it really seemed more evident in that moment after he went out of the game that the Browns offense really, truly began to struggle. I'm mindful of Dylan Gabriel's stats, and I don't know how much you feel a quarterback stats tell the picture of what the offense was able to do or was not able to do. So 21 of 35, 156 yards, two touchdowns, two interceptions. What were your observations about Dylan Gabriel?
I think, as a whole, the offense is just not where they should be. I mean, defense is playing extremely well. Miles was able to have 5 sacks last game, and unfortunately, it was all for naught other than a personal record. But the defense has been playing pretty solid football for the most part. They spending entirely too much time on the field because they're not getting the offensive production that they thought they would be able. It's a three-phase game: offense, defense, special teams, and you have to have all three of them produce in order for you to be successful most of the time.
Yes, sir. If I had read the box scores and seen that a player had 5 sacks in one games, I think I would have presumed that the team would have won the game, but that was not the case. In particular, on the defensive side, and understanding the time of possession that New England had, I think they had almost an additional quarter longer in TOP than the Browns. It was evident that the Patriots were better on third downs and in red zone execution. Um, what is it? I mean, besides the obvious, that the Browns were really in the game at halftime. Something changed in the third quarter, Coach. Can you talk about
I really don't know what uh, the Browns are going to do. I mean, there's a lot of things that's going on. The players, they definitely haven't lost any fight or belief in them as players. But when you see Joe move on, they trade him,
that?
and he goes to Cincinnati and have a pretty good 2 games. I mean, they lost this past game, but the defense gave up, I think, two two touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Uh, so that was more on the defense than it was on the offense. They scored 38 points, you know. So Joe is producing there. He has receivers. I think Andrew, like I've said all the time, he doesn't know when he's got a winning hand. You know, there was no way they could have thought that they were going to have a successful season this year when they was trying to uh, play 3 different quarterbacks. That's just not the case. You know, they needed to have a training camp where they focused entirely on Joe getting reps with those top receivers and top tight ends, and come back. And Kevin should have been calling the type of offense that he did when we had Joe for those 4 or 5 games that he came.
You know, you mentioned the preseason and getting your quarterback in place to practice with your top receivers. You know, the box score will show that Jerry Judy was almost non-existent. He only had 2 targets and 0 receptions. What in your mind do you even think or see that the Browns are trying to work out with their receivers?
Right now, I think all those players in that locker room, especially on this bye week, you know, they're gonna take a self look at themselves, or look at themselves and see what it is each and every one of them can do better. You know, Miles was saying that forget the sacks. He wants to win. That's what they all want to do. Joe Batonio, uh, he's on his last years. That entire offensive line, for the most part, those guys that were playing, they're on their last years. It's not an experiment for those guys. They want to. They fell in love with the game, and it's just been a mess since they made the decisions they did, both with players and coaches, after the 23 season.
That word, that 4 letter word, is singularly the most consistent word that I've heard that is being used to describe the Cleveland Browns offense. It's really bad. You know, I look at the stats for the tight end. Terrell Fannin Jr. went 6 of 62. He averaged 10.3 yards. Behind that was David Njoku, 4 of 37, 9.3. Then Jamari Thrash, 2 of 13 for 15.5. It just seems like they haven't figured out the rest of the offense. And that was so evident when Quinshon left the game. Any final thoughts about the offense, Coach?
Personally, I think Andrew Berry just is playing a game of checkers and not chess. I mean, he's making moves, but he's not making smart moves. Again, I repeat, he doesn't know when he has a winning hand. And there's been a lot of players that could have been and should have been successful there and were successful in Cleveland, and he chose to let him go, looking for the next big thing. When the big thing was there in Baker Mayfield and Donovan Peoples Jones and Dearness Johnson and Case Keenum. Those guys were phenomenal players, and for whatever reason, he didn't re-sign them. Uh, he brought in other players that he thought would be better, and none of those things have panned out. Amari Cooper was a big time player with Joe Flacco as well. I mean, he deprived Cleveland, in my opinion, of winning consistently.
Well said. And speaking of moves, we're going to shift over to the running back spotlight of the week. Tackle football player Jessica Knight of London, Ontario, who's a 12th grader. Check this out.
Uh,
Hello, everyone. This is Roy Goldstein. We want to welcome Jessica Knight to the running back spotlight of the week. She is in London, Ontario. She plays contact football. So we're going to get to know her. How are you doing, Jessica?
I'm good. It's lovely to be here, and it's nice to meet you and have this experience with me. So,
You as well. I want to say hi to your dad, Sean. We've been going back and forth, trying to figure out a good time, and I did some research on him and you, and so I'm really excited for people to get to know you. Could you tell us your first and last name and your age and what school you go to?
yeah, my name is Jessica Knight. I'm 17 years old, and I go to Sir Wilfrid Laurier Secondary School.
And could you tell us what type of football do you play and who do you play for?
Yeah, I play 6-on-6 tackle football, and I play for the London Wolfpack, which is a team in the OWFL league here down in Ontario. So,
And what positions do you play? I see you play various positions. What positions do you play?
I play mostly defensive line. I switch between nose tackle and end, and then I play O line. I've played center, end, and I do get a little bit of linebacker reps in there as well.
She says she plays linebacker. I watched some film on her. She's very physical, and I was a little surprised to see the level of tenacity. So your dad was kind of enlightening me into telling me who you are, and you're a very physical player. I put that together really quickly.
Thank you. Yeah, that's I like to bring the energy into the sport. I don't want anybody believing that it's anything different than men's football. So we like to bring the same aggression that we do, that we would like to see from our other teams.
So tell me, Jessica, what made you take an interest in football? How long does this go back?
Oh, this will be my 5th year playing tackle football, and it'll be 6 years since I started flag football. One of our coaches here in London who passed away, his name was Jake Kennemy, and he was all in on girls football. He was ready to make a program, and I got lucky enough that we knew him quite well that he entrusted that program to my dad, which eventually turned into the Wolfpack. And I've just been with it ever since. I got the opportunity to play Team Ontario, which even farthered my love for the game, and now I'm on my road to hopefully play for Team Canada one day.
And I understand that they are introducing contact football to the university level.
Yes.
And do you look forward to playing contact football? Are you going to transition back to or go to flag football? What do you plan
It,
to do with the
it's
games?
hard, honestly. Like, if they introduced tackle programs, I'm going into university next year. I would love that. It would be my favorite thing ever. I'm also a rugby player, so I do love my contact sports. But at the level we're at right now, I'm totally okay with just playing flag. The transition is totally there. Everything that I've been learning in tackle can translate to flag as well. So any opportunity is a good one, and I just can't wait to see how it keeps expanding in the future.
Do you know your social media off the top of your head?
I do. It's Jessica Knight, KNIGHT 16 underscore on Instagram. And
Okay.
while we're here, I am also a photographer, a sports photographer. That's Nighttime Shoots, KNIGHT dot shoots on Instagram. So we might be a little far away from each other, but I'll make the trip out if needed.
Let's go back to your family. Is there anything you want to say to your family while you're on the platform?
I love you guys all so much. I look up to all of you so heavily. My brother's a D1 athlete, so it's easy for us to get out of contact because he's busy, 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 and I'm busy. But every day I'm thinking about all of them, and I'm really doing this for them. So,
What's your brother's name? Let's give him a shout out. Let's go.
Logan Knight, he's a pitcher at University of Cincinnati. So, roll.
Okay. That's down the road. We're in Ohio. We're definitely
Yeah,
going to, we're going to tag him as well, show him
perfect.
some love. I'm gonna tell you, Jessica, it's very exciting. We're looking at the future of flag football for women. It's about time. We're all about promoting women's sports, football, basketball. It's really cool. And like I said, your dad told me that you like to get physical, and so it's very refreshing looking at you on our platform. So we're glad to have you as a running back, running back spotlight of the week, athlete of the week. We usually host running backs, but you are the first uh, woman, girl, female that's been on our show.
Wow.
So we are the first one. So we want to welcome you and show you
Thank you.
some love.
Well, I
We want to
appreciate it. I'm honored that I'm the first one.
You're gonna be the first one, and we want to say hello to our guy Jeff Mitchell, who connected me. We want to say hello to legendary coach Tom Cudney, who's also out there in the area in Ontario. He's family to us. Want to say hello to everyone in Ontario, over here from Ohio. I'm gonna let you take the floor. Any last thing you want to say? Anything you want to tell us, Jessica?
I would say get out there and try it. To anyone who's watching, any family that you have, football's so new that people just think they can't do it because they've never done it before. We have girls that join weeks into the season, months into the season, and honestly, it's just getting out there and just giving it a shot and seeing if you really love it, because that's how you find what you truly love in life.
That was
So you
incredible.
So, Coach, I want to give you some background on Jessica. Her father, Sean Knight, is a coach down there, and he coaches the women's. This is a tackle football program. They won the 2025 OWFL U19 Provincial Tier 1 champs. We also want to say hello to our National High School Hall of Fame friends, Tom Cudney, Jeff Mitchell. You've met
Well,
them.
she definitely showed that she loved the game and she could play the game. There's going to be a come a point in time when there's definitely a woman's game before the Super Bowl, whether it's flag or perhaps contact football.
Well, they are bringing the flag football to the 2028 Olympics, and also owner Haslam and his wife, and also the Bengals are vested in the women's flag football. Hello to Hannah Lee. We're going to support women's sports across the board, but specifically for flag football, I think it's going to be huge. The Hall of Fame Academy is looking to do some things with flag football for women and girls. So again, we're glad to share our platform at Running Back U to show them some love and support anything with women's in sports. So thank you, Jessica. Thank you to your father, Sean.
Fantastic. Yes, Jessica Knight. What an inspiration to everyone. Coach Stump, your final thoughts.
Well, it's going to be interesting when you talk about the Browns. They're on a bye. Kevin has already said that he's not going to go with Shadur. So I heard Joe Batonio talking about it's just the funk that they're in right now is 10 people doing one thing right and then one person doing something wrong, and that affects everything. And he's absolutely right about that. But I think one thing that's lacking is just a true belief in what they're doing and who's doing it. I think that's what have hurt those guys from the start. Everybody knew Joe Flacco was going to be the starter come the season. So I don't know why they had a circus going around really making people think that it was going to be anything other than that. And I think perhaps Joe didn't get enough time to work with the starting receivers and tight ends, and as a result, things didn't go the way they should have. It was a ranking dink type offense with Joe, which it definitely didn't need to be with Shadur or with Dylan, maybe so, but definitely not with Joe because he can throw the ball. I mean, you see what he's done so far in Cincinnati, just down the street from Cleveland. So they just mismanaged a lot of things the past couple years, to be perfectly honest.
It's a perfect note to end on because in my neck of the woods, there's an old adage that says the pack keeps up with the pace of the leader. So, with that, we're going to close out this edition. Thank you all for tuning in and listening. Come on back and see us next week and be kind to each other. Thank you.
Go Browns.